Good morning, South Florence. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Good morning, South Florence. I'm Miranda Severance.
And I'm Denisha Robinson.
And here are some announcements for today. College Application Day is Thursday, October 1st for B Day and Friday, October 2nd for A Day. We are encouraging students to complete at least one application during Application Day. Please email or call Mr. Dupree with any additional questions at jdupree@fsd1.org or 843-758-6488. Applications are now available for the National English Honor Society and are located on the Student Activities link under NEHS, National English Honor Society, on the South Florence webpage. Completed applications are due November 2nd. Please see Ms. Franco, Ms. Finkley, or Ms. Helton if you have any questions. The SGA special elections are today. Be sure to check your email this morning and be sure to cast your vote. Have a great day, South Florence.
Good morning, Bruins. This is Coach Slaughter, winging it alone today. Give you some updates and some sports from last week and talk about our events this coming week. And then I've got some important information about student tickets for next week's home football game against Darlington. I remember this week we are not home, but next week you will need to listen to this information so that you will understand how to get tickets for that game. Okay, so last week tennis, they lost to West Florence on Tuesday night, 1-6. Claire Nance was our sole victory that night, and then on Wednesday night we defeated Sumter 6-1. So we rebounded well on Wednesday after that tough loss to West Florence on Tuesday night. Golf played several matches last week, continue to improve each time that they compete, but they are working hard and getting better every day. Swim competed at Sumter. They got quite cold towards the end of that event. The temperature dropped and it was an outdoor swimming pool. They pushed through, had a decent meet, and are excited to continue their season. They do have the region meet this Friday starting at noon in Hartsville. Cross country co-hosted the PD Classic on Saturday. Our girls had an excellent performance, excellent showing at that event. They finished 5th out of 12 teams. They were led by Mrs. Sloan, who finished in the top 10. Volleyball had a tough week last week. They went 0-2 last week against Hartsville and Myrtle Beach. Both matches were 0-3. And then football lost to JV football, lost to Carolina Forest on Thursday night, and then varsity lost 40-14 on Friday night. I want to talk about some bright spots from that game. Lenore Sellers threw 2 awesome touchdowns, one to Evan Singletary and one to Jotry Sherd. Both of those were awesome. They came late in the game, but just showed a lot of fight and a lot of grit towards the end of that game. Eric Cooper, I would say Eric Cooper had a great game on defense. He was all over the place, heard his name many times on the PA system. So good job to those guys who had touchdowns. Good job to Eric Cooper for such an awesome performance on defense. This week, today we have golf versus Sumter at home at Shadow Creek. JV tennis versus Wilson. They're going to be on the road at Wilson. Tomorrow night, volleyball is home versus West Florence. Remember, there is a 250-person capacity limitation for home volleyball games right now. So if you plan to come to that game, come early. Make sure you're one of the first 250 people to get in the gate. Tennis is also home tomorrow versus North Myrtle Beach. Wednesday, we have JV tennis again versus PD Academy at home. Volleyball is home versus Wilson on Wednesday. That is a makeup from a few weeks ago, and I do believe that is senior night. JV will start at 5:30, and varsity will start at 6:30. Golf versus West Florence on Wednesday is at Trace's, so that is hosted by West Florence. Thursday, we have JV football versus North Myrtle Beach here at home. We play our JV football games at Freedom Florence. Please make sure that if you're coming to that game, you observe our mask and social distancing protocols. We had some issues on Thursday night where we had to remind you guys several times to put your mask on and stay social distance. We cannot afford to have to continue to ask you to do that. If it gets to a point where you guys decide you don't want to follow that, we will just have to have those games without fans, and that is not what is best for our student athletes. Also on Thursday, tennis versus Darlington away. Volleyball is at Johnsonville. Volleyball's got a busy week this week. Friday, swim region championships at Hartsville YMCA. And then Friday night, football versus North Myrtle Beach. You need to get your tickets online again this week for the varsity football game. That is the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs athletic website. You will go on there just like you did for the Carolina Forest game. You will pay for your tickets in advance online. There will be no sales at the gate, so please make sure you log on early and get those tickets. I believe they'll probably go on sale Wednesday morning, just like this past week. Finally, Saturday, cross country is at Darlington for the Darlington Invitational, and that will finish up our week in athletics. So I want to talk about tickets for varsity football home games for students. So because of COVID, students do not get into games for free this year. Not all students get in free. We do have a limited number of free tickets for our student body. We are allowed 10%, so that's roughly 170 free tickets for our students. Total tickets for the game is about 3,350 once you factor in band, cheer, and workers. But those 170 tickets are free, and you will need to come pick those up during the week. All right, so on Monday and Tuesday of next week, that will be an A day and B day, or vice versa. That will be for seniors only. Seniors can come pick up their ticket on Monday or Tuesday of next week for next week's game. And then for the rest of the week, it is open to everyone until those tickets run out. Now, if you don't get one of the free tickets, please you can come purchase a ticket. It'll be $7, but you are welcome to do that. We don't want to push you away just because you don't get a free ticket. You will just have to purchase one. Last thing, I'm going to talk about COVID requirements again because it's so important, guys. I think you need to understand that we only get really one shot at this for our student athletes, and we want to make sure that we get it right so that they can continue to play. Mask and social distancing are required at all times. Okay, if you cannot follow those rules, we're going to give you a one warning, and then we're going to ask you to leave the event. All right. If you're asked to leave the event, it may hinder you from being allowed to attend events in the future. So please follow those rules. Please follow those guidelines. Help us keep our student athletes participating and playing and competing. We are there for them. Everyone is there for them. You're there to see them. We would like to keep fans in the stands. We do not want our athletes to have to play in empty stadiums and not have their family and friends present. So please, please, please follow those requirements. That is what we ask of you. Thank you.
Hello, South Florence. I'm Ms. Collins.
And I'm Mrs. Reeves Jackson.
And we're here in the first of a series of guest appearances on BNN to share information with you on Francis Marion University dual credit here at South Florence High School.
First, let's talk about what we offer and who can take FMU dual credit classes here at South Florence in the spring of 2020. Ms. Collins, what's available in the spring?
I'm glad you asked that. I think we should discuss the many options. Foremost, I would mention the classes that are taught right here on our own campus. Foremost, I would mention the classes taught right here at South Florence in person by South Florence teachers who are adjunct professors at Francis Marion University, which is a 4-year university. Those classes include English 101 and 102, taught by Mrs. Franco, Math 134, which is you, of course, Political Science 101, taught by me, Music 101, taught by Dibble, and History 104, taught by Mrs. Henson. So that's what we're offering here in person. So what are some online classes students could sign up for through FMU?
Also a good question. The classes offered online in the spring will be Art 101, Spanish 101, Spanish 102, Business 206, which is Legal and Environment of Business, Economics 203, Education 190, Education 192, and Psychology 206.
Wow, that's a really interesting lineup. There will also be some other classes offered at the Continuum in Lake City, but we're going to discuss that more in depth on another broadcast. So who can take these classes?
Juniors and seniors with a GPA of 3.0 or better. And I think it is important to let students know that we want them to start signing up right now because there are limited seats. How can students sign up for FMU classes?
That's another great question. We've created links on the South Florence High School Guidance Department webpage under the tab Francis Marion Dual Credit. In fact, these videos that we're recording today will also be linked to that page in the upcoming week. When students go to that page, they will be able to complete a Google form on that website. There is a form for students who are already enrolled in classes, and there is a separate Google form for those who are not currently enrolled. If students are not sure about their enrollment status, they can check with any of the dual credit teachers, and we can help them out with that. But we'll have additional access to those Google Forms outside of our rooms, in guidance, and outside Mr. Dukes' door. What will that access look like?
Students will be able to access those forms via QR codes, which will be placed outside of Mr. Dukes' office, in guidance and in the current dual credit classes. We will also make those QR codes available in the front office.
I would also like to emphasize that we would like for students to sign up by October 23rd because those seats fill up really fast.
They do. That's all we have for you today, but next time we will be discussing the online application process, why you should take dual credit classes, and deadlines.
Until next time, I'm Ms. Collins.
I'm Ms. Jackson.
Thanks for joining us.